Storm Tracker 7 weather is presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Hey, good Tuesday evening, Ohio Valley. Let's talk about that weather. It has been rather gray. We've been dealing with intermittent pockets of precip from start to finish, mainly in the form of snow. It did feel more winter-esque comparative to, let's say, spring-like that we would want to see, as we are just 6 days away from the official start of astronomical spring. It's already been meteorological spring for about 10 days now. More so about close on 2 weeks to be exact. But in the form of what we've been dealing with over the last several hours, we've been dealing with lake effect snow flurries, and that's more so what we're seeing with that time-lapse look at Storm Tracker 7 dual HD Doppler radar. In the form of what we're experiencing at this point in time, some scattered snowflakes continue to get picked up by local radar up into Armstrong, Butler, and Beaver County. A little bit of lingering precip up into Hancock, and just a very narrow band of snow right along the border of Jefferson and Brooke County. Elsewhere, not a whole lot else to report on. The good news is high pressure is actually going to be building into our west. That's why we don't really have a whole lot of precip to discuss or talk about across central Ohio. It's going to start to be a bit more noticeable in the form of wind as well as precipitation moving across the Commonwealth of PA. But that colder air is, yes, it's locked in because we have northwesterly winds not only at the surface but in the upper levels of our atmosphere. So we're actually seeing those lake effect snow flurries as that cold, dry northwesterly wind from central Canada is picking up moisture and evaporating it from Lake Erie, and that's transporting it in through our region as we move forward in through this afternoon. The good news is most of this does wrap up, but our winds, yes, are quite noticeable, blowing from the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We've had reports of gusts exceeding 30+ miles per hour, but that colder air is certainly well reflected and documented, at least in the form of temperatures today. Maxed out at 30 degrees. That's nearly 20 degrees below average from where we should be for this time of year. No record-setting heat or chilliness, although it is quite cold comparative to where we should be for this time of year. Overnight lows into your Wednesday morning back in the mid to low 20s. You're going to want to have the heavier jackets as you step out the door, but don't forget to pack the sunglasses. With that broad region of high pressure, that's fully going to clear out all of the skies and all of those clouds that we've been dealing with. Very stubborn over the last several days. A return of mostly sunny skies. If anything, we're going to see a crystal clear day anticipated from the late morning hours, even extending on into the afternoon and evening. Those winds will be noticeable for the first half, but then gradually dying down, because remember, high pressure, that's associated with sinking air, so that's what's going to give us the wall-to-wall sunshine along with a lack of wind. So notice how it's going to be a bit breezy through the beginning stages of your morning, but we're going to start to gradually see that die down late morning, even transitioning further into the afternoon and evening hours. What's expected, at least in Predictor? Not a whole lot. Those clouds will be around. I do expect to see a few of those pockets of clouds at least hanging around through the beginning stages of your morning. Maybe a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage through early Wednesday morning compared to what Predictor has to say. But notice we gradually clear out those clouds as we transition closer to lunchtime and then further into the afternoon and evening. It will be a sun-filled stunner of a day. I'm going to call it right now before those clouds start to return to the forecast as we step forward into your Thursday. Also notice the temperature increase Wednesday into your Thursday, likely getting back into the mid to upper 50s. Thursday into your St. Patrick's Day on Friday. So yes, it will be a green day, not only for St. Patrick's Day, but likely returning those rain showers. So that means rain is going to be back on the reflectivity side. Winds will also start to pick up Friday night into Saturday morning. Colder weather with a shift in wind is expected through your weekend, Saturday and Sunday, likely to see highs in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees before we do pick back up in the temperatures as we head into early